In the world of guitar legends, few names shine as brightly or as uniquely as Carlos Santana. Born in Mexico and rising to global prominence in the late 1960s, Santana did more than master an instrument. He created a sound that blends Latin rhythms, rock energy, jazz sophistication, and spiritual depth. His guitar is not just a tool for melody or performance, it is an extension of his soul, a vehicle for emotion and transcendence. Over 5 decades, Santana has continued to evolve, not simply by refining technique, but by absorbing and channeling influences from a wide array of musicians whose voices spoke to him across genres, cultures, and decades. He has openly acknowledged the impact of these mentors and inspirations, demonstrating how a singular musical voice can emerge from a tapestry of diverse influences. By studying Santana's heroes, we gain insight not only into his own music, but into the way creativity is nurtured by curiosity, openness, and reverence for those who came before. Here are 5 guitarists who profoundly shaped Carlos Santana's journey, leaving imprints on his playing, his approach to music, and his vision of what the guitar could express. Wes Montgomery. At number 5 is the jazz guitarist Wes Montgomery, whose groundbreaking approach opened Santana's ears and imagination to the guitar as a multidimensional instrument. Santana discovered Montgomery's recordings in the mid-1960s, captivated by the use of octaves, flowing melodic lines, and the unique thumb-picking technique that gave Montgomery's tone warmth and resonance. For Carlos, Montgomery demonstrated that the guitar could transcend mere notes to become an entire sonic universe, simultaneously conveying melody, harmony, and rhythm. This realization encouraged Santana to approach his own instrument with both technical precision and emotional depth, prioritizing the feeling behind the sound rather than the mechanics of performance. Montgomery's influence is evident in Santana's sustained-rich solos and his fluid singing phrasing, showing that virtuosity is most meaningful when it communicates a human story and touches the listener's soul. Beyond technical lessons, Montgomery inspired Santana to view the guitar as a storyteller, capable of dialogue and nuance, with space between the notes as important as the notes themselves. Gabor Szabo. Number 4 is Hungarian jazz guitarist Gabor Szabo, whose inventive blending of Eastern and Western musical traditions opened Santana's imagination to cross-cultural exploration. In the late 1960s, Carlos encountered Szabo's album Dreams, where the use of modal scales, exotic tunings, and subtle rhythmic variations felt at once unfamiliar and deeply expressive. Szabo's work demonstrated that musical language is universal and that one could draw inspiration from a multitude of traditions without compromising authenticity. For Santana, this approach encouraged him to weave Latin percussion, jazz harmonies, and Indian-influenced melodic phrasing into his own music, creating meditative, flowing lines that evoke both introspection and movement. Szabo showed that the guitar could serve as a bridge between cultures, and his fearless integration of diverse musical elements encouraged Santana to honor multiple heritages in his own playing. The lesson was clear: true creativity requires courage to step beyond familiar boundaries and embrace the richness of the world's musical languages, allowing them to inform one's voice while remaining distinct. B.B. King. Sliding into 3rd place is B.B. King, the bluesmaster whose emotional expressiveness and impeccable phrasing left a profound imprint on Santana's musical philosophy. In 1967, after witnessing King live, Carlos realized that a single note could carry immense emotional weight, far more than a flurry of technical passages ever could. B.B. King's approach, his vibrato, his careful bending of strings, and his deep understanding of musical space taught Santana that emotional truth must always guide technical skill. From King, Santana learned that the guitar is a conduit for feeling, capable of communicating what words cannot, and that restraint, phrasing, and subtlety can convey more than speed or complexity. This principle became central to Santana's own style, shaping his ability to sustain notes that sing, soar, and resonate, inviting listeners into an intimate dialogue with the music. B.B. King's influence reinforced the idea that the soul of a performance lies in its honesty and emotional resonance, and that a great guitarist is one who can make each note breathe with meaning. John McLaughlin. Runner-up is John McLaughlin, the pioneering fusion guitarist whose combination of dazzling technique and spiritual intent inspired Santana to explore new realms of possibility. Meeting McLaughlin in the 1970s offered Carlos a glimpse of how virtuosity could coexist with a profound sense of purpose, showing that speed, precision, and complexity could serve not only musical brilliance but also emotional and spiritual communication. Their collaboration on Love Devotion Surrender emphasized a philosophy that music is a shared, transcendent experience rather than a competitive display, underscoring the importance of connection, intention, and mindfulness in performance. McLaughlin's influence encouraged Santana to blend the philosophies of Eastern meditation and spiritual practice with the expressive possibilities of the guitar, expanding both his technique and his consciousness as a musician. Through this collaboration, Santana learned that mastery is not solely about skill, but about channeling love, awareness, and devotion through the instrument, demonstrating how guitar playing can be a vehicle for personal transformation and collective resonance. Jimi Hendrix. Topping the list is Jimi Hendrix, whose revolutionary approach to the electric guitar fundamentally changed Santana's conception of the instrument. Witnessing Hendrix's performance at Monterey in 1967, Carlos saw a guitarist who approached sound with fearlessness, imagination, and raw emotional intensity, turning feedback, distortion, and effects into integral elements of musical expression. Hendrix taught Santana that the guitar is not confined by rules or tradition, but rather is a living, breathing extension of the musician's intuition and feeling. This realization inspired Santana to experiment boldly with tone, timbre, and genre, blending rock, Latin, jazz, and world influences into a sound that was uniquely his own. Hendrix's example reinforced the idea that creativity flourishes when guided by emotion and intuition rather than formula or convention, and that musical exploration is inseparable from self-expression. Through Hendrix, Santana learned to embrace risk, trust instinct, and allow the guitar to become a voice for the spirit, showing that true innovation comes from surrendering to the flow of inspiration rather than adhering strictly to technique. Conclusion. From jazz innovators to blues legends and revolutionary rock icons, each of these guitarists offered Santana lessons in technique, emotion, and the courage to push beyond boundaries. Wes Montgomery taught him the power of phrasing and melodic storytelling, while Gabor Szabo opened him to cultural fusion and meditative phrasing. B.B. King instilled the value of emotional truth in every note, and John McLaughlin demonstrated that virtuosity and spiritual intention could coexist in breathtaking harmony. Finally, Jimi Hendrix revealed the limitless possibilities of creative expression and fearless experimentation. Collectively, these influences shaped Santana into a guitarist whose playing transcends mere performance, communicating joy, longing, intensity, and spirituality with every bend of the string. Beyond technical mastery, the lesson Santana embodies is that music is ultimately a reflection of the human soul, a space where emotion, intuition, culture, and innovation meet. By drawing inspiration from those who came before him, Santana transformed the guitar into a vessel for universal expression, showing that the path to mastery is as much about listening, observing, and integrating as it is about practice and skill. His journey reminds aspiring musicians that the greatest artistry arises when we honor our influences while remaining fearless in forging our own voice, and that the guitar, in the hands of a devoted player, can become a bridge to the heart, spirit, and imagination of every listener.